Hi, and welcome back to another Saturday Car Conversation. Hope y'all had a wonderful week. As always, it's the weekend. It's time for you to either get some things done, or if you managed to get all that you needed to do done during the week, put your feet up, sit back, relax. If you just feel like it, pull out that barbecue grill and just enjoy your weekend. So, today's topic is simply this: at least you tried. That's it. That's all. At least you tried. So, number one, that relationship didn't work out, but at least you tried to make it work. See, I like it when I can say, hey, at least I tried, because sometimes in life, things are just not going to work out. And that's just the nature of the beast. Nothing you can do about it. But when you can sit back and say, okay, I tried ABC and it didn't work out, at least I tried. And then I even moved on to do XYZ. That didn't work out. At least you tried. See, I have more respect for someone. I mean, I respect people in general, but I have more respect for someone who can say, you know what, I tried that thing, it didn't work out, and so I'm going to move on to plan B. Or in some cases, you might be down to plan Z at this point. I have more respect for that person than I do for someone who didn't even try, because you had already counted yourself out. You had already told yourself that it wasn't going to work. Well, somebody told you it was never going to come to pass, and you believed that, and you didn't even try. Always try. If you fail, it's okay. Fail forward, as Bishop T.D. Jakes always says, because you can get up, dust yourself off, and try it again. Number two, your business didn't last, but at least you tried to make it work. Do you know how many people have started businesses and for whatever reason they just didn't work out? But I take my hat off to those people that can say, you know what, I tried. That business just didn't work out because maybe this just isn't the right area for that type of business. And so it just didn't work out. But at least you tried. Again, you get two thumbs up from me because you can say that you tried. I respect that more than the person that says, yeah, I would love to have a business doing ABC or XYZ, but they're afraid to try because you don't think it's going to work. Number three, you lost everything after your finances were cut in half and you worked your tail off. And I'll be honest with y'all. Oh, what in the heck is that? I'll be honest with you, that's not what I wrote on this piece of paper, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to say you worked your tail off to hold it together. Guess what? At least you tried. Y'all see where the theme is here? At least you tried. Okay, so, your finances got cut in half because maybe your other half lost their job, through downsizing or whatever the case may be. In the case of having gone through this quarantine period where businesses were shut down for a while, I'm pretty sure some households were hurting because they didn't have the finances coming in that they once had. And so even if they were to lose their cars or their homes or whatever it is that they're losing, they can say, hey, I tried my best to hold it together. And lastly, number four, you raised your kids the best way you knew how, and they strayed from your teachings. But you know what? All is not lost because at least you tried to get them to do the right thing. See, that's the thing about people. You can't always make them do what you want them to do. We can teach our kids not to hang around the bad crowd. We can teach our kids to want to graduate high school and go on to college and start a business and all these other things. But that doesn't mean that they're going to listen to what we teach, right? So you don't get upset, and you definitely don't see yourself as being a failure, because you're not. You are not a failure. At least you tried. But what I will say, and I didn't have this in my notes, but what I will say in cases like that, keep on praying. Don't give up. Don't give up. And this is not just about your kids, y'all. Let me say this. I want you to always have the mindset that you are not going to give up, regardless of what it looks like. You're not going to give up. You're going to go out there and you're going to keep trying. And you're going to try, and try again until you get it right. And you might be 80, 90 years old before you get it right, but that's all right. As long as you don't give up and you keep trying, you stand a chance of succeeding. Okay, let me do a quick recap, and I promise I'm gonna let you be. So today I talked. The today's subject was simply this: at least you tried. So number one, I said that relationship may not have worked out, but guess what? You tried to make it work. That other person, just for whatever reason, they didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. And here's the thing: you can't make people stay in a relationship that they don't want to be in. You just cannot. You can't make people leave a relationship that they don't want to leave. You can't. But at the end of the day, if you can say, I tried to make this relationship work and it just did not, then you are right in my book, because you didn't just give up, you tried. Number two, I said your business didn't last, but at least you tried. You hung in there. You started that business, and that's more than a whole lot of folk can say for themselves. You started that business. It didn't work out, but it's not the end of the world, because guess what? You can go back to the drawing board and say, okay, well, let me see now what worked and what didn't work. So the things that didn't work, you just take that out and you try that business again without the things that didn't work. Okay. Number three, you lost everything after your finances were cut in half, and you worked your butt off to hold it together. But at the end of the day, excuse me, y'all. But at the end of the day, things just didn't work out. You just started losing stuff. Okay, that happens. That's life. That is life. I admire people who have it. I'm thankful that that's not my story, but I do admire people that have that story of how they lost everything. And off the top of my head, I'm thinking about Steve Harvey. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he said he lost everything he had twice. Not once, but twice he lost everything he had. But look at him now. The man is beyond comfortable. And he's going to be comfortable probably for the rest of his natural days, his natural born life. I have you want to look at how that saying goes. But he's comfortable. But he lost everything twice. I was looking at a few weeks ago this motivational video, and it featured The Rock. And he talked about how at one time he had $7 in his pocket. And he said, I kept saying to myself, how in the world am I going to make it with just $7 in my pocket? So his finances, whatever it was he was doing, they were cut, and all you have is $7 in your pocket. And y'all know what I always say is, if you have $1 in your pocket, heck, if you only have a quarter in your pocket, you are not broke until you have nothing. And you may not have all you want to have, but you're not broke until you have absolutely nothing. When you go to your bank accounts and there's nothing in it, you look in your pants pocket, your purse, your wallet, wherever you keep your money, and you have absolutely nothing, then you're broke. But if you have some coins that you can scrape together, you are not broke, okay? And I was going somewhere, and then I lost my train of thought. But anyway, number four, you raised your kids the best that you know how, and yet they still stray. Do you know how many kids out here today were raised in the church? And so they know what the Bible says about honoring your mothers and your fathers. They know the godly way to live their lives, and yet somebody came along, or some group of people came along and led them astray. And so now they're not living the life that you taught them to live. At least you tried. And so now, you tried your best. You brought them up the best way that you knew how, because sometimes people's resources are so limited that they may not have a whole lot to give, but what they had to give, they did the best that they could do with what they had. And your kids still were led astray for whatever reason. But can I just tell you this? There's power in prayer. I don't know about you. The Bible says we ought to pray without ceasing. I pray about everything. Doesn't matter how big or how small it is. I pray about it. And if things don't work out in my life for whatever reason, I am always praying. All right, Lord, that didn't work out. So now I need you to show me what it is. What is it that you need for me to do? What can I do better? So if your kids start acting a monkey and acting like they don't know how, they don't have the good sense that you gave them, y'all just keep praying for those kids. Don't you give up on them. And it's not just kids. It's people in general. It could be a family member. It could be a distant cousin, distant uncle. It could be a close friend. It could be a social media friend. It could be a co-worker. It doesn't matter who it is. Don't give up on people. If you talk to them and you done all that you know how to do, and you put a good word in their ear, and they still choose to do whatever it is that they do, what I'm asking you to do now is pray. Continue to pray, but don't you ever give up on people. So y'all, that's all I have. I want to say thank you so much to my newest subscribers. Thank you so much to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love each and every one of you to the moon and back, and y'all know the drill. There's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. So having said that, I love you all so very much. Make sure you check out Monday's Car Conversation. And until our next Saturday Car Conversation, take care, and you all go out there, live your best life. Live your best life such that you can say, at least I tried. Even if it doesn't work out, you tried. That's all I have, you guys. Love you. We'll talk again soon.